Oh, you doing very, very fast. I see that you got the answer from your local machine, right? And you're using Ngrok.
I deployed locally.
Cool.
And finally, I would like to note that we probably don't need to use Zoiper at all to test the system. We can create a Twilio ML application and call here it directly.
Wow. It's very nice, Dima. I'm sure that a lot of volunteers say to you thank you because they struggle with all this SIP customization and trying to setting up from different countries. I mean, from the Europe, from the Asia, Africa, and what we achieved that actually we can create a Twilio application, right? And this Twilio application will be inside of the Twilio environment, Twilio ecosystem, and this will help to use Python, our local Python server, to debug every API call, right?
Yeah, we can debug everything. So what this requests and the responses here, and this is output of Ngrok.
Awesome.
That
awesome.
traverse
it's
dynamic
incredible.
DNS exactly. However, I tried to install Zoiper and tried to call directly heard voices phone on its side, but it does not call, decline. It wrote me error, decline. I also tried to call by my phone to the number I bought.
To your local
and it is
number.
very expensive for my local phone, about 200 rubles.
Actually
10 seconds. So we can directly here test every endpoint and use this.
You share a little bit more details how it works. You bought a local number, a Twilio number, and in which country you bought this number? United States or Russia?
United States.
United States. And you have local number in United States. After that, you created this small, I see, Illinois. Got it. And after that, you created this small application, Twilio application, right? With Twim.
I just created it here.
And you created, and after that, you put the name
and put here
your local
addresses.
Your actually
Ngrok.
Yeah, and Ngrok, if I correctly remember, when you build the project, your Python server, you will able with Ngrok to share this worldwide through the internet, and you put this address to the Twilio ML application, and what will be the next step?
So we run our Flask application.
Yeah, Flask application.
And it listen 5,000 port here.
Yeah.
So we need to start Ngrok on this port. Where Ngrok? I already.
Yeah, this will be some kind of Ngrok 80. Yeah.
This
5,000 HTTP. Yeah. Cool.
Further, we copy this address. This is dynamic DNS resolution. I don't know how to correctly.
Yeah, small context for our volunteers that this address exists during the session from the command line.
Of Ngrok.
Yeah, Ngrok.
Yeah.
And you put
every
it here.
Time.
Cool.
It changes every time. When we start Ngrok. So we can save it, and now we can call for free to this
Awesome, awesome.
series.
Dima, this is a huge, huge result, and because we spent so many time to struggling with all this SIP verification, trying to install this Zoiper from different countries. Some countries it works, for example, in Italy. Some countries doesn't provide this support, and thank you so much for this achievement. It's very, very, very good. And after that, we can use without Zoiper. We can implement and we can create our Python function for Python functions for our server, for our voice recognition system, for our Flask API calls, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Probably we can use general URL, but it does not work. If I call this URL,
How
it
you
returns.
came up with this idea with this /end call? Because it's not obvious, you know.
I tried Zoiper and failed, so I decided to find
And
some ways to overcome this.
no. I got your idea about Twilio ML application. I mean, did you find this in documentation that you should to set
I
end
find
call?
only that they use ngrok.
Ah, got
That's
it, got
only
it.
I find, and another
Incredible,
solution for this.
incredible. One engineer can solve every problem. Include to play Counter-Strike in the browser, you know. Cool.
Unfortunately,
It's
raw URL does not work. It don't yield to any results, and this is don't interpret it correctly by a Twilio ML. This is not valid Twilio ML. This is JSON.
Yeah, this is a
So
JSON.
we need to directly
It's
some endpoints, write some endpoints directly.
got it. And
And
it's the
call.
reason why you added this end call. Now it's
Or
pretty clear.
something else we can. So, but I don't understand. Is there working system or not?
Yeah, this is working
Somewhere.
system. You are the second volunteer who asking about this, and let me, because it's a bit expensive to call from Russia to United States, but I want to show you how this works, and that you make sure that everything is good and we on production. Do you hear this call?
I hear you.
Yeah, we are using Heroku, and there is some delay when the server.
I'm sorry, an application error has occurred.
Oh, thank you that this is not presentation. Yeah, the problem.
It does the same.
Yeah, just a second. Right now that it was forward to the.
Alex fan, welcome to Heart Voices. Let's listen interesting fact of the day. Get at least 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity aerobic activity, or 75 minutes per week of vigorous aerobic activity, or a combination of both, preferably spread throughout the week. Thank you. Say 1 or type 1 to get information about service. Say 2 or type 2 to use service.
And after that, when we will hit this command or say 1 or 2, system automatically recognized our voice and will follow our commands. In the beginning of this, it was the smart reminder. For this purpose, we use this algorithm for spaced repetition. And actually, we gather in all these reminders that to motivate and to learn people more about this problem, how to exclude themselves from heart attack risk score. And short answer, the system worked, and we have a lot of features how to improve this system. And Dima, I'm very curious about your questions, other questions, and probably feedback. Feel free to share right now. And yeah.
I inspected the code of our flow, everything, Flask application. So here you see my screen, yeah?
Yeah.
Here we have hard-coded IDs of flows.
Oh yeah.
These flows, I cannot access them. So I cannot run from my local installation, or maybe from Heroku if I would install it on Heroku. So such things isn't accessible for me. Yeah, I understand correctly the system. This is locally local flows. Someone created these flows, and only that person have access to it. To these flows.
Yes and no. Yes, it was created in our production environment, and we have a production Twilio, I mean paid version of the Twilio. And no, as I know, they should work from your environment too. For example, if you will try to call right now from your Twilio ML voice application to United States, in other words, from your local United States number to the production number which we using for our production, you should able to use these flows.
I tried this just directly to get this ID, get access to this ID, and no luck.
Oh,
but I will try.
Yeah. And some context of this function. What's the name of this function? Make outbound call, right?
Everything that is hard coded is problem for me.
Yeah, and actually, for sure, we wanna exclude this code about hard coded function, but the idea of the application right now, that we have a United States as a country where we started, and we have this production United States phone number, and all changes which do our volunteers from over the world, we will implement to our American users. But in the future, maybe in 5 or 6 months, we will go to the next country. Probably this will be India, Russia, our plans over the world, all countries over the world. And for sure, this approach, which right now works in United States, will not work for other countries, because in other countries we will have at least one local number, and but you know, it depends how we will deliver this functionality to production. If we will have one instance, probably this will be not big problem, because we will use our credentials of our Twilio account number, and this will be not problem. But if we will have absolutely different accounts, wait account, for example, one for the Europe, one for the America, one for the Asia, one for the Africa, this will be definitely a problem, and we will need to support some kind of, you know, switcher, or maybe it necessary to think, yeah, but some kind of balancer, yeah, load balancer, which actually what we have Twilio Studio, and in this Twilio Studio we will put in visual form how our all commands works and how our workflow work. For example, when you put one, let me share the screen, and I will show you.
I tried to create this flows.
Yeah, just a second. I will show you that you understand our context in terms of how this works right now. Just a second. Okay. And we have flows which are related to our current version. And these flows help us to work with our users. Just a second. You see, we have a bunch of flows. One of the main flow, this is flow for working with the existing users. When you call to the system, system asks you, I want to join us. We are non-profit organization who want to help people to exclude themselves from heart attack risk score. You want to join us or not? If you say yes, you become existing user, and this flow will work for you. If you say no, every time we will ask this question and will not share with you and not save your phone number to our system. And this is our how to say it correctly or politely. This is our big net or studio flow. Here you started your call, and after that system checking what will be next step. For example, if user put 1 or 2, if user put 1, we go to the part of our schema which related to the get sharing information. This more about information. This function for this, another function for this. This is a Google search. This is a I don't know call to operator. And the second part of our functionality, it's really using. If you wanted to use Google search through the, for example, phone call, you hit the button 2. After that, you hit button 3, if I correctly remember, and you will able to say, for example, was the birthday of Napoleon, and system automatically use Google Search API, find 3 results of this in Google Search and
Returns
and read to you returns to you as a voice automatic voice message, and you will be happy to know when Napoleon was born.
Understand.
Yeah, some kind of this stuff. Yeah,
but this is completely deterministic sentences here. So you cannot ask, for example, what is your age, how old are you, or maybe different variations of the same questions. The system is not able to do this.
let me
because to look like a real man, not a robot.
Yeah, actually, we keep in mind this human approach, and we will be happy if our system became really, human, same human-like, yes, system. But it's a. I believe that there are 3 points here. First of all, we should to think about architecture, because right now it's yes, this is a very deterministic, and this is a very straightforward and not so smart. Secondary, we should to think how the user will communicate with this system, because right now we have 2 approach. One, this is through the K on the phone, and another through the voice. And why we thinking about voice and case? Because people with heart disease, majority of them right now, this is a people 55 plus, and they don't know what means smart application. They sometimes they very struggle with the put in case or some numbers, but they have a very good skills in terms of communicating with a regular phone, and is probably the reason if we should to choose the channel. Anyway, the third thing to be a human-like system, it's complexity, because we restricted in terms of our volunteers, and we are happy when mature Python developers join us, but we have a lot of only juniors developer, and sometimes it's not easy to go this through the knowledge, the deep dive to understanding of all this technology and stuff and things. And anyway, we keep in mind that this is a very good idea to be human-like system, and we are very open. And if we're talking about maybe plans about 2 or 3 years, we probably will be happy to do not use Twilio, because there are a lot of dependency on Twilio. They use some libraries, some voice recognition. There is some limitations, and probably if we will have resources, we will create open source Twilio for everyone. Right now, it's a bit difficult. It's not possible, but anyway, we are thinking for the future. Who knows? Probably we will create this, and we'll see how this will work. Sorry for a lot of context. I believe that this will helpful for you for understanding.
When the system will communicate with people, system should include some subsystem of intent recognition. For example, you can say yes, you can say yep, sure,
yeah,
and everything is yes. So
let me show
yes.
how we're trying to solve this problem. It was
so this is a machine learning problem in general. We need to trace context and try to predict what user wants.
Syntaxis analyzer, yeah, and all this interesting stuff from the
this
artificial intelligence, yeah,
of NLU,
yeah,
subject natural language understanding.
For example, here we have a message, and we have some kind of, not here, maybe here, not here. Just a second. I want to show you how we try to work around this yes and no, and we try to catch all this yep, yes, and other options. In other words, yeah, you're right. We don't have right now a very nice solution when the system will have a range like yes, yep, and system will be able to analyze them and to learn during the process of all user which they will use the system. And right now we have only straightforward, if a user say yes, we should analyze this yes, and keep in mind that we should use, for example, if we are talking about Amazon voice recognition, we should keep in mind language. And for example, language in English in Australia completely different as English in Canada, or British English, or Indian accent. And this is all difficulties, very interesting difficulties. But anyway, as we will try Russian, it will be more easy. Every time Russian yes and no was recognized very well with the system, but with the English, there are some problems, and I don't know why.
I understand.
Probably this is some internal limitation, but anyway, I like your suggestion about this machine learning stuff related to how to improve the system, and that we do not use this monkey job to create more and more schema, but instead of this, to have some kind of technical, or maybe library, Python library on the server, which will analyze and which will work with the answers and questions to the system. Thank you. It's a very good idea.
I understand. So the main drawback of this organization, of this system, that we cannot work together on this because it is not the text, just diagram, local diagram. So we cannot work like on GitHub code with this.
You know,
System.
frankly speaking, I try to put this schema. There is some workaround.
You can export it as JSON.
Yeah,
JSON, I know.
JSON. Yeah, but anyway, this it's too tricky how to import this JSON. Anyway, we have this workaround, and I can share with you this schema, and you can use it for your purposes. Yeah, just a second. Doesn't work. In other words, we tried to put this schema and to reuse this schema, but anyway, this is really difficult for the team, you know, to work with this schema through the GitHub. And instead, we share on GitHub our API calls, our code for the Python server that you will able to build your local version of the server, and for example, implement new function for the Python server. And because right now that you understand, our work consists of the simple things. Actually, in our backlog, we're gonna implement next 2 or 3 months from Python development point of view. We're gonna implement only API calls for the mobile and web application from the Python server. Just a second. I want to show you. Here you see API call, one more API call to have a call to friend. And this API call we will use in our web and mobile application. For sure, in the future, when we will work with our system, with second prototype of our application, we will try to do all this nice and engineering stuff. I mean, maybe to change, because you know, frankly speaking, I'm still thinking that we can, if we will have resources, that we can do this without Twilio help. Why we pick up the Twilio? Because Twilio speed up our process. 3 months ago, we don't have anything. We didn't have anything. No system, no recognition, no anything. Right now we have some kind of prototype. Okay, Twilio helped us a lot to speed up this, but in the future, probably this will be a limitation. And who knows, probably we will create our own voice recognition system, our own PBX system, or maybe SIP call system. It depends on our resources and our goals and our results, actually, how we will move forward. Yeah.
I tried to maybe this is invention of a wheel, but I tried to represent such Twilio diagrams as Python dictionary. This Python dictionary will be automatically traversed by parser and answer each time corresponding sentence, or maybe even a random sentence. For example, we have several commands: say, ask, redirect, and call other functions that can store results from user. That's only 4 functions we need to describe all flows we have. So I started to implement this system, and this system will allow us to make more human-like such system, because of we can provide random sentences for the same questions, for example. And I think it maybe more flexible rather than
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, this is a very good idea.
interpretation in Twilio. But I did not implement it, didn't create it.
Green light for any innovation, whatever, which will help not only for us, but probably for the other open source community. Yeah, thank you, Dima.
I understand.
Any other questions, probably not related to the code or suggestions?
Currently, I probably forget some questions. I'm sick today. I feel bad.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
I don't, but it is night here.
First of all, get well soon, and feel free to share your questions a little bit later, or probably we can set up new meeting with you and discuss more about the system and what can we implement this. You know, we have one of the volunteer in Spain, Miguel, and he is working on a microservice system. And probably this is one of the points which will be interesting for you, you know, to create maybe, yeah.
I hear that he used PHP for this.
Yeah, he used PHP, yeah, but you know, when this microservice architecture will work, actually we will not have dependency on the language, and probably all your ideas as some models will be used in this microservice architecture. Anyway, you can check this thread in our Slack channel about microservice architecture. Probably this will be helpful for the context, and probably this will be idea for you. Same, yeah, how to implement the system. Just to be clear, right now we're trying to make it small with a monolith architecture, and during these 2 or 3 months we will try to show this system to the real users and get their feedback. And after gathering all this feedback, we will set up new 3 months with the new goals and new features which we need to implement in the system, and try to implement them, and after that to share once again with the users and again and again.
Adapt to feedbacks from users.
Yeah.
Our system. I understand.
We try, and because you know right now it's only our assumption that we found like silver bullet how to exclude people from heart attack risk score, but probably they don't need this, and probably they will show us another problem which will be more interesting from their point of view. It's never knows. It's first of all you should to try, and after that you will get the answer. In other words, it's more easy go to debug mode and try to find the error than the predict where in the code it will be. Both ways it works, but first usually a little bit faster, you know. Sorry if I put you a lot of context. Once again, get well. Thank you so much for your flexibility.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Just quick question. Did I get it right that for you it's more comfortable to have a call in the night by Moscow time, or it's time by time different?
No, I don't like to call in the night. I usually sleep in the night, but today I'm sick very strongly, and I feel really bad.
Anyway, thank you for your flexibility, and for the next time I will try to adjust my calendar schedule that you will have more options and it will be more easy. And sometimes you can reach out me personally through the Slack, and we can set up meeting accordingly my day schedule, and I will clear some meetings and move them to have a time to talk with you and with other volunteers. Yeah. Dim, thank you so much and wish you all the best. Be healthy and get well soon. Thank you.
Thank you a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you. Bye-bye.